Good evening and thank you for coming to this class. So, we are going to start the 44 Seals of Solomon. Today is the first day, which is a free class, and you are all invited to go through this class. Now, please keep your mics muted, as you must have seen a notification as you entered Zoom. It is an agreement you have signed to be muted until the class ends. Once the class ends, you will get plenty of time to ask your questions, and I'll give you your answers to the best of my ability. My name is Anita Mohan, and I'm the founder of Monthly Magick Academy. Now, there will be no recording of this class. You can take down your notes while you're going through the class and keep a paper and pen nearby so that you can ask me the questions you want to ask at the end of the class. Seeing the scenes are coming up here, and as you go through the class, you might have doubts which you want to clear. So just don't butt in and ask in between, because it will disrupt the class and will cause a disturbance to everyone. So just note that point down so that you can ask at the end of the class. So let's begin. So what are the 44 Seals of Solomon? And first of all, who is Solomon? Let's start with the story of Solomon. Some of you have seen my preview on YouTube, the preview which I gave for this course, because we don't give the course contents as text anymore for some other reasons. So we have now been giving previews of each course before the course comes out. There will be a short video of me explaining what the course is about. So many of you must have gone and seen that. I will still explain as an introduction to this class. So who was Solomon, or who is Solomon? Solomon was the last king of Israel, was the most wealthiest man on this earth, and was a Jewish king who ruled Israel during the period of 970 BC to 931 BCE. That was the time when he ruled Israel. Now his kingdom was a very small kingdom, that is the United Kingdom of Israel. It was a very small kingdom, but through his smartness and his wisdom, he managed to spread his territory into a wider area, into so many other places were ruled by him. The kings from all neighboring countries came to him for help and wanted to be friends with him, and offered their daughters as his wives. So that way King Solomon was rich in wealth, rich with wives, rich with mistresses. So King Solomon had 700 wives and 300 mistresses. Now, why we say 700 wives? Why is that something that is mentioned? Is because in the olden days, in those days, this is BCE, means before Christ. So in the olden days, if you want to have one wife, okay, fine, everybody has one wife. Now if you want to have more than one wife, you have to be wealthy enough to look after the second wife also. That way, if you have, what does it mean if you have 700 wives? Means you are wealthy enough to take care of 700 wives the same way, and also 300 mistresses who are not wives, of course. So how many palaces he had? He had so many palaces. He had so much of wealth that until date he is recorded as the wealthiest man who lived on earth. So that was King Solomon. Now King Solomon became a king at the age of 15, when his father was sick, he had an older brother and he had an uncle who were trying to get the throne, means trying to become the king. But his mother and his younger brother forced the king. Forced means in the sense they advised the king to let Solomon become the king while the father was on his deathbed, because Solomon, everyone knew, that was a very smart young boy. So at the age of 15, he became a king. He was a very spiritually inclined, very religious, and he used to read a lot of books when he was young. He used to he was very much inclined towards wisdom. He wanted knowledge. He wanted knowledge more than anything. So he started building a temple for the Israel God. At that time, there was no Jesus Christ or anything else. There was only a God which was known as the God of Israel, and the Israel was supposed to be the chosen land. And he started building a temple. So God was very pleased with this, and because a young boy, he is only 15 years old, and as soon as he became king, 2 years after he became king, that is at 17, he started building a temple, the first temple of Israel. So God appeared before him in a dream and asked him, Solomon, I'm very pleased with you that you are building me a temple. Now more and more people in this world will know about me. And what do you want in return? So Solomon did not even think for a second. Solomon told the God of Israel, Lord, give me wisdom to rule my people better. Because he was a young boy, he had only that much of knowledge. So he said, give me the wisdom and the knowledge to rule my people better, to become a better king. So the God of Israel was so pleased, Goddess of Israel was so happy that this young boy did not ask for riches, did not ask to kill off his enemies, did not ask for a life that would not end, means to live forever. He did not ask any of that. He asked for wisdom and knowledge to become a better king, to rule his people. So all he wanted was for somebody else, for others. He did not ask for himself. So that even now is considered as a virtue a human being can possess. Means you ask for others, not for yourself. You want something for others. How many people can do that? So when you ask for others, it is unselfishness. You are not asking for anything for yourself. God, I don't want for me, I want for my neighbor. It's a big thing. So God was so pleased. So God gave him a lot of riches, everything, whatever he wanted, and God gave him something else. What I'm going to tell you next is what is relevant to the course we are going to do, the 44 Seals of Solomon. Now Solomon, what we know about King Solomon is what is mentioned in the Bible as well as many other religious books all over the world. So it is a fact that these things happened, and Solomon is a very important figure in the Bible, in the Torah, in the Quran, in the Kabbalah, as well as many other religions. So maybe each book or each religion portrays him in a different way, but what we know mainly is what is gathered from these books, what the world knows. Now apart from all this, Solomon had another kind of wisdom, had some other secret knowledge which he wanted to share with his sons, so that his sons would become as great as he was. So he wrote books and he kept all this knowledge secret in some books. These books were later discovered, and that is how the world came to know about the secrets of Solomon's knowledge and wisdom. Now we'll go deeper into this topic about what are these seals exactly and what we are going to learn. So, what was the specific gift given to Solomon by God, the God of Israel? The God of Israel gave Solomon a gift to know celestial beings. Now we call them angels and demons. Those days there was no angels or demons, they were all the same. When Christianity came, they changed all the whole thing concept and made one part good and one part evil. There's nothing like that in the original Old Testament. There was no bad or good, they were all celestial beings. They were beings, spiritual beings from another world. So Solomon got the ability from God, the gift from God, to know these celestial beings. Each seal or pentacle is associated with angels, demons, or aerial spirits that govern the actions of specific planets. The knowledge of binding planetary spirits in seals is part of the renowned wisdom imparted to King Solomon by the God of Israel. In some places, it is mentioned that God directly gave the seals to King Solomon, while in other places it is mentioned that God instructed Solomon and Solomon wrote them down on a bark. And also, it should be prepared on the particular day of Venus and at the hour of 1 o'clock or 8 o'clock. These are the two timings which this seal or this pentacle has to be prepared. When I say prepared, it means making the seal. So this is the most powerful seal when love is considered, when compassion is considered, when marriage commitment is considered. All these things go together, and this is the seal which is the corresponding seal for that. So if you want to use the seal, please remember it has to be charged. Without charging the seal, there is no use, and it will be just like any amulet. I'm not saying that it is useless. I will not use that word. The seal will be powerless according to what it is meant for, but as a talisman you can use it. You can just prepare it in paper, print it out and keep it with you, just as a boost, energy boost. You do that. You can use it as a protection talisman, all that you can do. But for the particular purpose of that seal, for what it is made, it has to be charged for that power to come out. So these are the three seals you have been given here today in this free class. One more seal I'm going to give you today is a seal which is called the Grand Pentacle, and which can be used for any purpose, but again it has to be charged. So let's move on to the final pentacle of today's free class, which is the Grand Pentacle. Now you can see the pentacle on the screen. This is called the Great Pentacle or the Grand Pentacle. Means it can be used in any situation. It can be used again not without charging. It has to be charged and activated to be used in any situation. Actually, the real fact is not known whether this was created at the time of the 44 pentacles. It is included in the 44 pentacles or not. But this is also given as part of the 44 seals of Solomon, and it is used by a lot of people around the world. Now we have this in our store. I'll come to that in the end. So this seal is something that can be used in any situation. This should be written on sheepskin paper or virgin parchment, that is parchment paper that has not been used before, and the paper should be in a tinted green color. There is a particular way you have to use this, and you can see the writings there. It is we are hardly able to read that. It is purposely made in such a way that you cannot read what is written there, but that is there, everything has a meaning and has a purpose. The words in the body of the symbol is believed to be intended for the 10 Sephiroth arranged in the form of the tree of life with the name of Solomon to the right and to the left, while the surrounding characters are intended for the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet.